is the Scorecard, where you score the latest sports news and in-depth views. I'm Anton Roxas. On the Scorecard tonight, Perpetual Help and Lyceum start the NCAA week with a bang. Is Shohei Ohtani unstoppable? Spain drafts Rafael Nadal for its Davis Cup Final 8. One of the best king archers ever, Don Allado, joins us here in studio. Now, here's our roundup. Rafa Nadal has been added to Spain's Final 8 squad, Davis Cup organizer said yesterday. Former world number 1 joins world number 3 Carlos Alcaraz, Roberto Bautista Agut, Pablo Carreno Busta, and Marcel Granollers. The 38-year-old Nadal last played at the Paris Olympics, where he lost to Novak Djokovic in the second round. He then withdrew from the US Open and last weekend's Laver Cup due to fitness concerns. Spain play the Netherlands in the quarterfinals starting on November 19. The Carabao Cup's third-round fixture between League Two clubs AFC Wimbledon and Newcastle United has been postponed due to significant damage to the Cherry Red Records Stadium. Severe flooding over the weekend may have caused the ground to give in, rendering the pitch unplayable. The match will now be played on October 1st at Newcastle St. James Park. The Carabao Cup, also known as the English Football League, is a knockout competition involving clubs from the top 4 tiers of English football, and it is currently on the third round. The Los Angeles Dodgers are on the verge of securing their 11th National League West title in 12 seasons, thanks to the electrifying addition of Shohei Ohtani. His offensive brilliance is evident as the Dodgers prepare for a crucial 3-game series against the San Diego Padres. Ohtani's remarkable 50-50 season is just the start. Last week in Miami, he delivered 6 hits, 3 home runs, 2 steals, and 10 runs batted in a single game. Over the week, he batted .500 with 6 home runs, 7 stolen bases, 11 runs, 17 RBIs, and a 1.668 on-base plus slugging, setting a new record for such achievements in a 7-game span. The week ended with Ohtani adding 4 more hits, 2 steals, and a game-tying home run in the 9th inning on Sunday. With such a two-way ace in their lineup, the Dodgers are looking unstoppable. In the post-game interview of Rain or Shine coach Yeng Giao last night, he pointed out that the Group A's and Group B's number 1 teams will definitely not meet in the finals. In the quarterfinals, QF1 is in Group A, number 1 TNT versus NLEX. QF4 is Group B, number 1 Rain or Shine versus Converge. Now in the semifinals, the winner of QF1 will face the winner of QF4, which, unless NLEX and or Converge win, could turn out to be TNT and Rain or Shine knocking each other out in the semifinals. Coach Giao criticized the oversight but had to shrug off the miscue since the grid is already in place. In the NCAA, University of Perpetual Help dominated San Sebastian College in a low-scoring game. The Olsen-Rosella-coached Altas weathered every fight back by the run-and-gun Stags, mentored by former standout Arvin Bonleon, to post its 4th win and 2nd place in the standings. In the other game, Lyceum of the Philippines pushed hard at Mapua in the final quarter, with the Pirates scoring 31 big points while the Red Cardinals caged with only half of their output. Ato Barba starred anew with 25 points as Lyceum ties Mapua at 3 wins and 2 losses. And that's the roundup for today, the 24th of September. When we return, the straight-talking, uninhibited Don Allado, right here on The Scorecard.
Weekdays on BNC, the Billionario News Channel. News Channel. Always on top.
Yeah, stick on it.
While London was the in the late 60s, early 70s was the kind of fashion trendy capital, Paris was the couture, and that was where I grew up, in that couture environment, and it's remained with me. And this collection kind of reflects that period, late 60s, early 70s Paris. Very, very chic, very normal, very un-London, and it's remained with me. And this has been my signature to some extent for since the beginning of my fashion life.
Welcome to Pathways to Success, a program that supports micro, small, and medium enterprises. I'm Mai Rodriguez.
We are giving spotlight with this innovative business enterprises that shares growth in our community. We support giving these entrepreneurs a chance to fuel their business and be known in the market. Take a look inside their stories, challenges, and success.
The more you learn, the more you earn. For more inspiring stories here on Pathways to Success, here on the Billionario News Channel.
He was known as the King Archer when he donned the green and white. He speaks with clarity and conviction, whether discussing his career, coaching strategies, or political views. Here in studio, please welcome Coach and, of course, City Councilor of San Juan, Don Allado.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thank you. Good
Pleasure
evening.
to be here.
Good evening. Maraming salamat.
To all the billionario people watching, all the billionarios.
Ayan.
Be ready to be entertained.
Okay, narinig niyo po yun. Don Allado, the one and only in studio. I cannot believe this. Coach, you're a very busy man, but I thank you so much for the time.
It's my pleasure to be here. Anything for Anton.
From one Lasallian to another. Okay. Coach, to start things off, I think the most talked about thing that happened in the UAAP over the weekend was the huge upset. UE beating the defending champion DLSU. I was watching the game. KQ, Kevin Cambao, was at the free throw line, and you were right there, standing in the background, a very imposing figure. What was going through your mind when KQ was at the line with a chance to tie the game?
What's going through my mind was he's going to miss, because we really, the game plan was to get him exhausted, really focus on him. So I was praying that he was going to miss. But, we don't have too many of those times, with KQ. He barely misses. So that's just once in a lifetime, everyone misses. It's not a big deal, but, KQ is such a tremendous player. We really focused a lot of our energy on him.
Yeah. Coach, a lot has changed from your time playing in the UAAP up to today. UAAP is prime time now. A lot of the games happen in the evening. What can you say about these changes and how much the league has grown, and how does this affect the student athletes?
Well, there's definitely a lot more exposure, individual exposure for the athletes now. Of course, the social media was born.
Yeah.
So they get to promote themselves on a brighter note. For example, like, you know, you don't have to explain to everybody what you're doing. You can just watch me work out and know that I'm ready. You know, things like that. So being in prime time, again, it gives an athlete a lot of advantages, wherein they just get to know, the whole country gets to know them.
Coach, there you are right there, standing, and you said you knew he was going to miss.
I was hoping he was going to miss. I pretended I knew, but I was really hoping he was going to miss.
Okay.
But if you look at it historically, we've matched up well with LaSalle.
Yeah.
So I think the boys did a tremendous job. Hats off to them. Despite LaSalle not playing well in the first quarter, you know, they are still the champions.
Yeah.
So this is just one game. This doesn't really mean anything in the scheme of things. We really have to be consistent in what we do and keep pushing forward and getting better each and every game.
Coach, you're 2-2 right now. You suffered 2 losses against UST and FEU, winning back-to-back. FEU, though, is coached by Sean Chambers.
My big brother.
Your big brother.
Yeah.
How happy are you that
Sean,
he's
if
back
you're watching,
here?
I love you, man. Sorry about the game. So it was, I think FEU, they're going through some injuries now.
Yeah.
But they're just right there, putting things together. They just need a little bit more confidence. They need that break. But it was tough also playing FEU. You know, you have Bautista there. We really focused a lot on Bautista, and their import is long and massive.
Okay.
So that was pretty tough battle for us. And we only pulled through towards the end.
Yeah.
We were struggling in our shooting because the FAU played such great team defense against us. Fortunately, we were able to hit big shots, you know, when the breaks came.
Yeah. Coach, I want to ask you about this because this was also a much talked about topic going back to Kevin Kiambao.
Sure.
You're a former King Archer. Current King Archer is KQ. He had that, there were rumors about an offer from the KBL, 30+ million pesos. And then KQ's only response was fake news. And then hashtag not perfect. So, like with these things happening with the kids nowadays, with the student athletes, what are your comments on that?
Personally, for KQ, I think it's great.
Yeah.
Again, he's getting a lot of exposure from the social media, being on prime time. You know, every game that he's on prime time, LaSalle is always playing at the prime time. So it's just a bonus for the student athletes. Like before, we didn't get too much of that in terms of monetary compensation. We really had to fight and claw for everything that we had. But now, again, you know, hoping that the former players before us also and us paved the way for the players of today. And I'm so happy to see where the league is at now. You know, we left it at a better place. So I love it. I see where it is now, and it's just great that one time I was part of the UAAP. You know, an average role player.
How would an offer like that have affected Don Allado back in the day if there was such an offer?
Oh my goodness, you know, that would have been great. But you know, I have no complaints. I had the time of my life, and I wouldn't exchange it for anything. Well, what a life that I've lived.
Coach, one more thing regarding the eligibility.
Sure.
Coach, Executive Director Rebo Sagisag mentioned it, that new eligibility rules, UAAP to UAAP transfers, the student athlete will have to sit out 1 year, pero ito yung mabigat, they will lose 2 playing years.
Sure.
Your thoughts on that?
Well, it's all because of players moving and transferring, and because certain monetary reasons, right? So the league wants to protect itself from having those things happening continuously and rampantly. Over the years, players have moved from one team in the UAAP to another. I'm not going to say any teams, you know. So, but again, the league wants to protect its image when it comes to poaching.
Okay.
And players just moving from one team to another.
All right. So I got Councilor Don Allado to speak about some of the hottest topics that have been going on regarding the UAAP. But now we get to what we like to call here on the scorecard, my alpha list. So I'm going to go over here to the big board. Coach Don, and I'm going to let you react to my list later on. This is the UAAP Power Rankings. I'm going to be revealing my top 5 players as of this moment in the UAAP. Hindi porke sinabi ko ito yung top 5 ngayon, forever na sila yung top 5 ha. This list is fluid, meaning it could change next week. So Coach Don, are you ready for this list?
Let's do it.
All right, let's start off with number 5. Give it to me, baby. Bam! Mo Tungkara of the UST Growling Tigers. I think his arrival is one of the big reasons why UST has more wins than they did last season. Last season, 2-12. Now they are 3-1. Big reason is this guy right here in the middle, Mo Tungkara. But he is not the best center in the UAAP right now, because I think the best center in the UAAP, and you're gonna like this, Don, he's at number 4. Give it to me. Bam! Precious Momoe. And I think one big reason why he's the best center right now is because of this man right here, Don Allado. I can only imagine what Coach Don puts him through every single morning in practice. Hopefully you can tell me about that as we go along here with our discussion. I think one reason also why UST is much improved this season is because of their new point guard, and he is the best player, in my opinion, at number 3. Give it to me. Bam! Fortsky Padregao, already a UAAP champion with Ateneo 2 seasons ago. Unfortunately, went through some issues. But if we're just gonna focus on the basketball, forget the past, forget the issues, just focus on basketball. In my opinion, he is one of the most intelligent floor generals in the UAAP. But he's not the best point guard, because the best UAAP point guard right now is at number 2. Give it to me. Bam! The guy who came back for one final run. Coach Don is scratching his ear. I don't know if he agrees. JD Kagulangan. This guy is already etched in the history books. Big shot to win the championship. First UP title since 1986. Panahon pa ni Benji Paras. Panahon pa ni Ronnie Magsanok. He wants to graduate as a champion, and he has a great chance to do that in his final year. But he is not the best player in the UAAP. He is not the best player in collegiate basketball, because that would be the guy at number 1. Alam na natin kung sino to. You know the deal. Kevin Kiambao, KQ. I don't care if he missed the 2 free throws against you guys, Coach Don. Babawi at babawi yan. Hashtag not perfect. I am pretty sure, 100%, that KQ will bounce back. Coach Don, come over here to the big screen.
Right.
What do you think about my list? How will you grade my list?
This is tough. You know, you have Kagulang at number 2, Padregao at number 3. Very smart. A great point guard there. It really is a point guard, a true point guard.
Yeah.
Kagulangan has the experience. He's well developed already. Kiambao, you know, no questions. One of the great players in the UAAP. I think UST, the coaching staff, they've done a tremendous job in their recruitment.
Okay.
And therefore, they got Tungkara. He is such an addition for them, and that's why they've had success. But
Okay, I want to see this. Okay.
and please do not be fooled, or please do not be upset. Okay, I'm having number 4. Okay, Momoe, he's gonna be at my number 1.
Whoa! What?
Yes.
So wait, where are you gonna put KQ? Number 2?
KQ will be at number 2.
Whoa!
Number 3 will be Tungkara.
Talaga? Tungkara?
Yes.
Over JD Kagulangan?
Yeah.
Coach, come on, man.
We're going with the bigs.
Okay,
We're
okay.
going with the bigs.
Okay.
We will have Padregao at number 5.
Okay.
And Kagulangan at number 4.
Okay. Well, at least parehas tayo sa top 5, Coach Don. Ano lang, nagkaiba lang sa positioning.
Yes, I'm a big guy, so uunahin ko talaga yung bigs.
Okay.
But these guys, you know, these guys are all great players, leading their teams. You know, I think Momoe has come a long way from when I handled him a couple of years ago, and to where he is now. The maturity that he's showing. You know, Tungkara, really amazing. I was really amazed with his athletic ability and his perimeter shooting. And the guy's got IQ. Padregao, we all know the damage that he can do to teams. So we're very wary on Padregao. Kagulangan, well, you know, he's pro-bound already. The guy's pro-bound already playing in the UAAP. So it is unfair. KQ's got offers, you know, in Europe, Asia, USA, you name it. That's Kevin Cambao. But hey, you know, he chose to stay with my alma mater, you know, De La Salle University. So that speaks volumes for that young man. And what a great talent KQ is.
Coach Don, before you go, one more thing. King Archer, two-time UAAP champion, two-time UAAP MVP, two-time UAAP Finals MVP, three-time PBA champion. You know what you're talking about. What if I give you DLSU Don Allado back in his prime, one-on-one against Kevin Cambao? Sino mananalo?
Oh, wow. You know, it's hard because I don't really entertain those type of questions because it'll never happen, right? It'll never happen, you know, and that's up to the viewers to decide. But my game is more on the inside. And, you know, KQ is a well-rounded player. He can score, he can pass, he can rebound, got a great IQ. So I'm just going to leave it at that. You know, what a great player KQ is.
Come on, just give me a score, Coach Don. Game to 11, make it, take it, 1-2 scoring.
Oh, give me. Oh, sige, KQ, give me +5. Sige.
We'll leave it at that for now. We'll leave it at that for now. Coach Don Allado, assistant coach of the UE Red Warriors, and of course, don't forget, honorable councilor of the city of San Juan. King Archer, Don, maraming salamat. Thank you so much sa pagbisita mo dito sa The Scorecard.
Thank you to all the viewers.
Next time, we might see Don's hit list naman. Kung pwede natin gawin yan.
Thank you.
Everybody, Coach Don Allado, thank you very much. When The Scorecard returns, be sure to keep your eyes on the prize.
The Trailblazers, the Disruptors, the Titans of the industry.
We should safeguard our tradition.
We've got 53 sites in the Philippines, and each of those sites have been goaled to adopt a community.
Know what drives them as we dig deeper into their stories.
We're also bringing and helping medical tourism.
The government has to support these local farmers.
Industry Beacon on BNC, the Billionario News Channel.
When I walk out tonight, there'll be kids with posters to be signed. It doesn't haunt me. I love it. I love that I was a part of that cult. It doesn't hurt when they're young, especially, to stop and sign somebody's poster.
Tonight in Los Angeles, the Academy of Motion Pictures and Arts and Sciences will be announcing 3 honorary Oscars, and one of them is for James Earl Jones!
I knew my words, and then out from the wings steps Ben Kingsley, and he hands me an Oscar. Now, frankly, what the heck else would you call that but an actor's wet dream?
It has no authorization.
We hope and pray that it will not.
Right. Thanks for having me here.
Our frustrated
Myself, basically.
We always say that.
It depends.
A well-concerted effort.
Perhaps I can reiterate. My greatest beefsteak. Iba pa na.
Welcome back to the Scorecard. It's time to keep your eyes on the prize. We'll break down the upcoming matchups to deliver key insight that might just give you the edge you need to stay ahead of the game. First up, tomorrow at 5 p.m., the Ninoy Aquino Stadium will be the stage for a quarterfinal showdown between TNT Tropang Giga and the NLEX Road Warriors. Let's start with Tropang Giga, who secured the #1 seed with an impressive 99-79 win over Batang Pier, even without Ronde Hollis Jefferson. Boy Eram and Raydam Batak have been stepping up in his absence, with both players shining in their last match. Now with Hollis Jefferson expected to return, TNT looks poised to push deep into the quarterfinals. On the other side, NLEX is coming off a nail-biter overtime win against Barangay Ginebra San Miguel. Daquan Jones was unstoppable, dropping 44 points, and Robert Bolick was absolutely everywhere with his all-around play. This team is dangerous, and they're not backing down easily. Look out for Poy Eram, a strong force in the paint who recorded 17 points and 13 rebounds in his last game. He provides crucial offensive and defensive strength. Raydam Batak is stepping up as a two-way player, contributing 15 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 steals. And don't forget Ronde Hollis Jefferson, who is expected to return. His firepower and leadership could be a game-changer for TNT. For the NLEX Road Warriors, keep an eye on Daquan Jones, who shined with a stunning 44-point outing. He's a scoring machine that can turn the tide in an instant. Robert Bolick, with 16 points, 11 assists, and 7 rebounds, will play a crucial role for NLEX to break through TNT's defense. Anthony Semerad also contributed 12 points, including key baskets in overtime, making his shooting ability vital for swinging momentum. TNT is the favorite here by 6.5 points, mostly due to their depth and defensive strength. But if Jones can get hot again, and with Bolick leading the charge, NLEX might just give them a run for their money. This quarterfinal is going to be a thriller. Get ready for a showdown that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Next game for the quarterfinals is at 7:30 p.m. The Magnolia Chicken Diplados Hotshots take on the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. The Hotshots are coming off a tough 82-89 loss to the Converge Fiber Xers, with Calvin Abueva and Peter Alfaro each scoring 11 points. Finishing the elimination round at 5-5, they secured the 4th seed in Group A and are now looking to rebound against Rain or Shine. On the other side, the Elasto Painters had a dramatic final game against Blackwater, where George King exploded for 64 points in a 118-139 loss, finishing as the top seed in Group B with a 7-3 record. Keep an eye on Calvin Abueva and Rayvonte Rice, as Rice looks to bounce back from a challenging outing. Meanwhile, Aaron Fuller and Anton Asistio will be crucial for Rain or Shine, bringing their scoring and playmaking to the forefront as both teams step onto the court. Expect an electrifying atmosphere filled with playoff intensity. Magnolia will need to control the pace, while Rain or Shine's offensive weapons can turn the tide quickly. This face-off promises thrills as both teams eagerly prove themselves. With Rain or Shine coming in as the top seed, they're slightly favored by 3.5 points. But don't count out the Hotshots. This matchup is evenly matched, and a single slip could lead to an upset. Who will keep their eyes on the prize and advance to the playoffs? Now, speaking of the playoffs, in the 2024 WNBA playoffs, 2 thrilling games are on tap. First up, at 7:30 a.m. Philippine time, the Atlanta Dream will face off against the New York Liberty at the Barclays Center. Atlanta, a team known for their resilience, enters this game as the underdog, with New York favored by 9.5 points. The Dream finished the regular season with a 15-25 record, culminating in a strong performance led by Ryan Howard and Tina Charles. Howard has been instrumental with her scoring ability and court vision, while Charles adds depth with her versatility on both ends of the court. On the other hand, the New York Liberty have been a force to be reckoned with this season. With a 32-8 record, they've established themselves as title contenders. Leonie Feibick leads the way, averaging 21 points per game. Her scoring depth, coupled with court support, Brianna Stewart, Betnia Laney Hamilton, makes New York a tough opponent. Next, at 9:30 a.m. Philippine time, we have another exciting showdown as the Seattle Storm takes on the Las Vegas Aces. Las Vegas is heavily favored by 12.5 points. After a dominant regular season, the Aces boast an impressive 23-13 record with Asia Wilson, 2024 Kia WNBA Most Valuable Player at the helm, averaging 23 points and 9 rebounds per game. Her presence in the paint, combined with Tiffany Hayes' shooting ability and Kia Stokes' defensive tenacity, makes Las Vegas a well-rounded team. For Seattle, they've had a resilient season, finishing 24-15. Skylar Diggins-Smith will be the player to watch for the Storm. She's capable of dropping 15 on any night and will need to be at her best to spark a surprise upset. It's going to be an exciting day of WNBA playoff action. Can the underdogs rise to the occasion, or will the favorites dominate? Who will keep their eyes on the prize and advance in the playoffs? Now, before we go, think on this. From baseball Hall of Famer, a legend at bat, Hank Aaron. My motto was always to keep swinging. Whether I was in a slump or feeling badly or having trouble off the field, the only thing to do was to keep swinging. Hank Aaron broke Babe Ruth's record on his 715th home run 50 years ago. And with that, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you again here tomorrow on The Scorecard, where sports is our business and business is our sport, right here on the Billionario News Channel. I'm Anton Roxas. Have a blessed evening. Good night.
Up next on Billionario News Channel.